grounds will be strewn with your flesh. Why? Why can I not reach you? Is it because I am tainted?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a finally fantastical taco with Bad Breakfast Club. I'm Jax, your host.
I'm JT.
I'm Richard. We're awkward.
I'm John. Same here.
So you are looking at my level 80 Astrologian because John wanted to see it in action.
Indeed, because I like healers and MMOs, and so I read about this Astrologian, and I was like, this sounds like something I've never seen in my life, and I want to see what it's all about.
That is a fine Astrologian or what have you. But what I'm actually looking at is the giant two-legged catfish.
Yes. I wanted to ask about that too.
It's a Namazu. It's from the patch Stormblood. They're in a place called the Steps. Something Steps. Steps.
Okay. Yeah, I've been staring into its eyes since we started recording, and I suddenly have the urge to not only buy a subscription, but to like purchase a boost for every character. And,
yes.
And then get on Twitter and say that Squaresoft is the best. It's so weird. I don't know why I have these feelings all of a sudden, but
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Just a sudden urge to buy everything Final Fantasy related.
Yeah, and like spend money on Square Enix merchandise.
So you guys are clearly going to get Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
Right.
Sure.
And
Okay, so
we're doing the astrologer, you said?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or is it astrologer or what is the exact
Astrologian.
Is it astrologian or is it astrologian?
Astrologian is another way that people pronounce it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Now, is this an astrologian specific outfit or is this just more of a... Okay.
This is the level 80 job specific.
Nice.
It's mostly used for glamoring onto other gear nowadays.
Yeah. I can see that. It's a good outfit.
Yes. # fashion goals. So
Hashtag fashion goals.
Did we want to do like a quick overview of the job before I jump in?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm curious to know, what exactly does she do differently as a healer compared to the more traditional white mage from what I've kind of sort of seen?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
All right. So the whole idea of this class is it's mostly support based. So you draw a card like blah blah blah, and get a little MP.
Okay.
That's a recent change. This card in particular would give the most buff to melee range characters.
Okay.
And there are others that give a better buff to range. And you'll see at the top of this card, there's like a little sun symbol.
Yeah.
There's 3 symbols like that total, and you want to get all 3 so you can activate a buff for all of your party.
You want to play the cards that have that symbol in a row so that... Oh.
Okay, well, it didn't apply because you only get that symbol in battle. It's weird and wonky, but
it still sounds fascinating because I used to play
Yeah.
WoW, and I played a lot of healers in WoW, but this character, this class's style is nothing like I've seen before. So like the fact that you're even playing cards to do stuff is crazy to me, but in an awesome way.
There's another fun little gimmick. You can actually choose whether you want to be a shield based or regen based. So, for example, I'm going to turn on my shield stance, and now some of my actions pop on a shield, like there.
Whoa.
Or I can switch to heals over time. Boop. Now it's a
Okay.
regen.
Oh, that's so cool.
Mhm.
You can like change your style like on the fly.
Well, not necessarily like on the fly, like in battle you can't change it, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. So
But still, like in between encounters, you could be like, "Oh, let's do a shield style."
Yeah,
for
this next fight
encounter.
will require
Right.
blank blank, so let's
Yes.
do blank blank. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's
It-
awesome.
Well, it's mostly based on your who you're co-healing with. So like if
Sure.
you're co-healing with a white mage, you might choose the nocturnal sect.
Right.
Or if you're healing with a scholar who's mostly shield based, you might
Yep.
use your
Mm.
heal over time.
You are the ultimate flexible support. Sounds like.
Yes.
Nice.
And here's a fun one. This ability, if I do it, now I can apply both shields and healing over time.
Ah, okay. So it's like your ultimate,
Yeah.
as it were.
Right.
Oh, and you have planets floating around
Yes.
you because that is yes, I'm into it. Oh man, that is dope.
Let's. What
Is
else?
there a
There-
healing dummy nearby that you could, or I don't know, maybe
Can you
maybe
heal the
even
striking
jump in this-
dummy?
Well, there's the striking
Your
dummy.
companion.
Well, I can't summon my companion here.
No,
I
but
mean,
you'll-
when I do the dungeon here in a minute,
Oh,
see
okay.
all
Yeah,
the
that'll
cool
be
stuff.
that'll be a better
Yeah.
demonstration for sure.
'Cause-
Yes.
Not only am I showing off this class, I'm also showing off trust system.
Hmm.
Oh.
Also going to show off the newest dungeon. So
Spoilers.
if you care about spoilers, click away.
Right
Come
now.
back.
After
And click-
subscribing. Click away after
Yeah,
subscribing.
after subscribing.
Yeah,
Like it.
like and subscribe, and watch some of our other videos while you're catching up. You just kind of have it on in your other monitor. Never
Yeah.
mind. Uh, trust.
Yes. So basically, the trust system is where you have NPCs to fight along with you. Don't pay attention to that one. That's a spoiler. So, let's see. I'm going to do the very newest one.
All right. And I'm assuming Trust XP is like you actually level up those characters.
Right.
Gotcha. So it's like a trust as in a group.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Light party.
So like to
That's
party
like
trust.
glow sticks and like you're dancing around.
Yep.
Well,
Well, with this dungeon, technically.
What year is it? 1999.
Oh, yeah. So this dungeon actually is very flashy and looks very, it's very aesthetically appealing, which is
I'm into
mostly
that.
why I want to show it off in a taco.
Yeah.
Because
Ooh.
why not?
So
The
who do we-
theme
who
of
do we
the
have
theme
in
of
the
this.
party?
Thancred is a tank.
Okay.
Green
boy.
is sort of like a ninja, and Alize
Okay.
is a red man.
Gotcha.
She is
Okay.
best.
What kind
Yes,
of tank
we
is
like
the
Alice.
Thancred?
Huh?
What kind of tank
Gunbreaker.
is Thancred? Oh, what is it?
Gunbreaker.
Gunbreaker. Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's like the Gunblade class.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
I'm sure you guys remember from.
I
Final Fantasy
I
VIII.
do.
Yes, I do.
well, I just remember it from I believe seeing it in action in this game.
Yeah.
Okay, so these sparklies you see on the ground, that's one of my abilities.
Hmm.
When it goes off, it's going to heal everybody and also damage all of the enemies inside it.
Oh, it's like an
So-
aura that heals people and hurts people.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't the Shadow Priest have that kind of a situation in WoW?
I'm trying. I mean, the healers have changed so much, and I remember, but I do remember. I don't know if the Shadow Priest had it, but I know there was.
Oh no, it was a direct siphon that healed everybody while sucking life. That's what it was.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, I didn't play much Shadow Priest, which for some people is a travesty. But yeah, I know shamans kind of work like that too, where you could do like big AOE heals while you're like throwing up totems to hurt people. But anyway,
I do notice that you have successfully gotten all 3 of your status symbols on your.
Yes, you have.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're dropping giant
off.
crystals.
Yes, I'll show that off when we get to the next poll.
Well, actually, the giant crystals were from Alice.
Oh, okay, I see. Yes.
She's a
They're
red
still
mage,
very cool, though.
so-
They're still.
Yeah, no, they really are. That's actually cool because you guys get to see how
All
red
right,
mage and
here's the
Gunblade-
buff.
Oh yeah, that's what those.
Yeah. Oh, I love buffs.
And they just changed astrology. You want to explain to them the changes that happened?
Well, basically, whenever we draw a card, we get a little bit of MP back because this class used to be very incredibly MP intensive,
Yeah.
and it still kind of is.
Sure.
But I mean, you're drawing cards all the time, so that definitely helps.
Yeah. Softens the management a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, that's something I've noticed with the spellcasters that I have played. Oh my.
Yes.
That giant chunk of hamburger meat really saved, gave you a bridge there.
Yeah, the dungeons are very cinematic.
Yes.
Most
Yeah.
of the time, especially in here, because you get help from the people that you've helped throughout the game. In the expansion.
Okay.
I'll shout out for
Oh, yes.
They kind of pop out here. That's why we're like spoiler.
Gotcha, yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay, wow. So I just had a stream of bad luck as to which cards I wanted
noticed.
to.
So, and that's something I was going to ask about. So, like, is it kind of randomized what cards you get?
Yes, it's completely
Okay.
random.
I see. So you kind of have to like work with what you've drawn and apply it the best way you can.
Right.
So,
and
okay.
you
Interesting.
have an ability to redraw like this. Oh, there we go. But the only thing that isn't random is an ability called Sleeve Draw.
Okay.
And it'll draw one that corresponds to a seal that you don't have yet, which is very handy.
Gotcha.
Which actually some people actually don't like.
Because
It's not.
well, that's because it used to you could just spit out 3 cards all at once.
Oh.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, people don't really like that change. But,
Yeah.
I mean, when you factor in how random the cards are, and sometimes you don't get what you want. So,
I actually like the mechanic of randomness. I'm a big fan of that. And something I was going to say earlier when you mentioned the MP gain with the draw is I've noticed, at least from the classes I've played that have been MP intensive, that everyone has a way, like the Black Mage, for example, has a way to regain mana just as fast, or if not faster, than he loses it.
Yes, that's the combo, the rotation.
The frost aspect
Yeah.
versus yes.
Well, and also just in general, like the very nature of drawing cards is randomized, and so I love how they've just really just leaned into that mechanic as a game mechanic. Of
Yeah.
like, oh, well, this person's drawing cards. You never know what you're going to get. You never know it's going to shuffle into, and so like that, they just the fact that that's even a play style for one of the healers or one of the characters in general is just that just makes the game feel so much more like your character is really unique and does really unique things. And that's actually something I really love about this game. Is, you know, that they had that variety in there.
Here is the first boss of the dungeon.
yeah.
Okay. But you know what I mean? Like how so many MMOs, it's like you're pressing
Yeah.
buttons and it's a lot of it's just kind of doing the same thing. But I appreciate that there is a class that's like very much doing its own thing.
Yeah, actually,
Playing
there,
by its own rules.
there are a few jobs in this game that are very much like that. Ninjas like that. Dancers like that. I mean, I think, but I haven't really played a lot of dance. But I only have a low level. But what's another job that does? Where it does it where it takes away from the normal. I feel like Gunbreaker does that a little bit, but it's still kind of doing the same thing over and over again. I think the ones that are really like different, that have a different aspect.
Mm-hmm.
dancer, especially Astrologian.
Mhm.
The other ones aren't so rare. Like with ninja, it's jitsu. You have like these 3 sins, like chakra.
Sure.
What was it? It doesn't matter at the moment. Ding me in the comments if you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not a ninja main. I'm sorry. I do apologize. But let's just say that in the ninjutsu,
Okay.
you can hit 3 different combinations of a certain thing called sin, and like I think it's called Jin, Tin, and Chai. I think Chi maybe.
Yes.
Ten
and-
Chi Jin, I think.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
And so when you do that, and it's a certain combination of those 3, you can get either ice, maybe water, fire.
I
You
see.
get a buff.
So let's for those people who haven't played this game, we could draw a comparison to hand signs from Naruto.
Yes,
Ah.
actually.
It's creating those different symbols, Ten Chi and whatever. The other one was Sin. No, I don't remember what it was called. But in different combinations, create different jutsus, as it were.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Right
It's,
on.
So it's really cool. You actually get a frog that spits out fire after.
Nice. So, I mean,
When-
there it is.
When you do so many jutsus, you will get special powers, and one of them is that.
That's cool.
Hell yeah. Anytime you can summon something ridiculous in a game, I'm all for it.
Now, it only works in the movie, doesn't stay, which is a shame. But
Oh, sure.
I like the fact that it just pops up and goes away.
Right. It's just the fact that it even happens. I
Yeah.
feel is amazing.
Like I don't know if you guys seen Summoner yet, but Summoner is one of my casters.
I don't think so.
It's about everybody's favorite, except for me.
Hmm. I mean, there are quite a few jobs in this game from the looks of it.
Yeah.
Last time you guys showed me like a list, it looked like it was, I mean, quite a huge variety. I mean, obviously there's probably the most for DPS, but even so, like there's just quite a huge range of jobs. It seems like.
Yeah.
That one little split move he does takes up a good 80% of the field.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yes.
Yep.
We will find a lot of those type of moves in.
Oh, nice. There you go.
What will the treasure coffee give?
What will it be?
Treasure coffee.
Treasure coffee.
I want some treasure coffee. I actually have treasure coffee downstairs.
Oh man, I wish I had treasure coffee.
I have treasure tea.
I do have some treasure too, though.
Okay, so I realized something, and I'm going to use it as an excuse to say to any viewers who play this game and are noticing I'm not being optimal, that's because I'm not.
It's fine.
For example, I have been forgetting a very important move,
Oh.
light speed.
Ah.
Makes everything instant cast.
I was
So I'm
wondering
Oh,
why
kind
you,
of
gotcha.
dumb
I
for
was
not
wondering why
using
you weren't
it.
using it. I
I
didn't,
know.
I didn't want to
I have
say
a bad habit of not.
I didn't
and
wanna-
I should.
Does using that light speed use up a lot of mana? I mean, is there a good reason?
No, it just doesn't last for very long.
It's a quick,
Probably has a good,
it's a quick
good size
spell, and
cooldown.
it's a
Sure.
cooldown, and it
Oh
lasts
yeah.
a good.
Eh.
But it does allow you to get a few instant spells in, and that's
Mhm.
very nice.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Especially if you want
it's
to do
fine.
lots.
Something
also,
else
I'm not as good at putting up my dots.
Oh, I mean, and kind of speaking of dots, I was gonna say, I also like how in this game you're not always expected to just be healing constantly.
Yeah.
And the game is not set up in such a way that you really do need to be. I mean, I'm sure in raids maybe it's different. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
Definitely.
But
Oh,
like,
raids are
you know,
definitely like leaning even more into input the most damage you can and
Oh,
just
okay. So
heal
even the
only
opposite-
what's
yeah.
necessary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
See, and that's
Yeah.
actually really fun because, like, in another modes I played, namely WoW, the healer mostly is just sitting there watching health bars constantly and only doing that. because people are taking so much damage all the time. Like, you got to be on top of it and watching everyone.
Yeah.
And that goes double in a raid situation. So it's like this is almost the exact opposite. It's like in this game you're a healer, but you're expected to kill, and in the other game you're a healer and you're expected to heal. And if you're doing any damage, unless you're a certain class, people are gonna be like, "What are you doing?" You know?
Yeah.
Now, if you guys have noticed that they were turning to frogs for a little bit.
I was seeing that.
I have also noticed a giant cricket man.
Yes.
Yes.
He's technically a frog.
Is he?
But yes, yeah.
He's Frogman.
Yeah. He's
He's a callback to one of the other dungeons.
the first dungeon in this expansion.
No,
He's
the second one.
The second dungeon?
Yes.
Oh, that was right. The first dungeon was a. Never mind. Don't.
A most fancy hat.
It was a spoiler.
Yeah,
in its cap.
I forgot. Why do I always forget about the first dungeon? But
Come, gather ye round and lend an ear to
It'll-
my sweet melody.
that's the interesting thing is that in this area is really like one of the I feel my favorites is Ilme, which is where she is right now. This dungeon isn't like like a dungeon. It's supposed to be.
It's like a event.
Very,
Yeah.
yeah, it actually is more of an. It's kind of more of an event. Yeah, where you are in.
See, there's like people fighting things in
Yeah.
the background.
And I'm sorry to keep
and-
drawing the comparisons to WoW, but I think they call these
No,
scenarios.
well, I think that it has to be a comparison, doesn't it?
Well, plus
Yeah.
I played so much of it.
Yeah,
I
it's
played that
definitely
game
it's definitely good.
for 10 years.
Yeah.
But sorry.
It's a good way to because a lot of people did play WoW, so
Yeah.
Yeah, would they?
I'm
call
not
it-
one of them, but
I mean,
you
actually,
know,
in fact,
it's a good reference point for quite
yeah,
a few
I-
people.
I know a lot of people who have abandoned WoW for this game. So yeah, totally.
we're calling them WoW refugees.
Yeah,
Yes.
WoW refugees. It makes total sense. Yeah.
And a lot of them have different things that they like, and I think one of the main things is the content that keeps coming after the story.
Yeah.
I feel that I don't know how quick it is in WoW. Is it how long does it take for them to add content?
Oh, there's no
very
telling
long.
anymore.
Well, that too. I mean, like content. I mean, again, I haven't played in a couple of years, but I know like content cycles can take several months, and that's like during an expansion. Then after an expansion's over, it takes like a year for them to make something new. It feels like sometimes. I feel like they've sometimes gotten better at that, where they time things out in just the right way. But even then, people complain about it's the end of an expansion and they're playing the same content for like a year.
Yeah.
And like it gets boring really fast because they're just rating the same thing over and over again, and like there's nothing else to do. But you're saying this seems to update a lot more frequently than
Yes, it's
yeah.
like every few months. Alize,
That's-
what are you
that's
doing
fantastic.
sitting in AoEs?
She thinks she's a tank.
Apparently so.
Red tank.
I'm glad to see in this game people also stand in the bad.
Yeah.
I think that's just part of playing an MMO. People will stand in the bad.
Honestly, with the addition of trust in the game, has really made progression much more fluent and I think easy in this expansion
Alright.
because you don't have to if you're not feeling like playing with people like my people and you just kind of want to learn the dungeon, you
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love this system.
Yeah, that really is good. And you're absolutely right that it's like a way to practice the dungeon with AI. That would be more things should do that.
yeah. It really, and I'm happy that they're going to continue doing.
Oh,
This boss
the
is
spectral necromancer.
yeah. This boss is like the everything. You'll see. It's what everybody wants in the next patch. The next.
I got you. Yeah.
I really love the rock and roll boss music. Like
Yeah.
that's freaking
Ah.
awesome. Embrace death. Like hell yeah! Rise, my servants, and come to my aid. Okay, sorry. This could like
Zombie
totally
servants,
been
actually.
song. Whoa! What are these things? The way they're standing is so creepy.
Well, they're zombies.
Ah, yes, I see.
See the necrom.
You drop them, then run away.
Rest, but not in peace. Okay, I really gotta stop. Like, the music's just amping me up. I just feel like I'm in like a metal band right now.
Oh, it gets.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's already like made, Final Fantasy music, like their own like original songs.
Well, yeah.
I mean, people have done that for so many games.
Well, Shadowbringers. Look up the soundtrack for it, and you'll notice that it's very rock. It's very rock, and like it is. It's because they love. So we have. Maybe I'll show you in a trial, but there is the first phase which has the regular music, and then the second phase which has more of a rock beat to it, or like maybe even a K-pop or J-pop singing to it, especially with one called with Shiva, which was it's a lot of people's. I'm trying to think of what one that got in trouble. I think it was Sephiroth. Not Sephiroth. Sephiroth. It's
It's gonna hurt.
But yeah, whenever the dungeons turn into extreme modes, they do that for the normal.
Damn it!
Oh no!
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
That was a big bumbo.
Yeah, that was a fart from hell.
Oh no, I guess it does make sense they start at the beginning. That is how that would work. But I really appreciate the teleporter to the boss fight.
Yes.
Man.
Well, yeah, but she still has to walk a little
Yeah,
bit.
I still have to walk in between the last boss I did defeat and that one.
That's still like I remember running back to my corpse.
Yeah.
And like having to get all the way back in there. Like,
yeah.
You have to go from a graveyard to the entrance and then walk through the dungeon or through the raid all the way back up to where your corpse was, so the healer can bring you back.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, and that's I feel like that actually lended itself to people being angry at each other because like they had to do all that work just to get to try again. And it's like, girl, I'm walking, so I have all this time to be like, why did you step in the do and why did you do that? It's like it's just
yeah.
I like games that prevent that from happening. Like if you're able to just hop right back in, then you don't have enough time to bitch and moan about what just happened.
Yeah.
And then you just get back to the boss and like, okay, let's just calmly talk about how we're going to do this differently, and then and then it works.
No, let's not talk about this calmly.
Let's do this.
Beep, beep, beep.
All right, Spectral Necromancer, aka lead singer of the best band in the universe. I shall fight for the world and for you, my heart. Embrace death.
Rock on.
It's just such. I mean, the lyrics.
Arise, my servants, and come to my aid.
Oh man, it's beautiful.
The dead. Sorry, that didn't make much sense. Sorry. Oh dear, times are soon. Farewell, you may rest, but not in peace.
Oh. JT, you were in a band at some point, were you not?
I was, yes.
Such lovely blossoms of blood.
Oh my god.
The name of the band, as it were.
Lovely blossoms of blood. I mean, I'd go see
It was actually better than what it actually was. Oops, dropped my mouse, which was Alien Vice President.
Yes. That's right, I remember that, yes. Alien Vice President.
Yes. The first album was going to be called Canadian Space Poop.
Canadian Space?
Yes.
Man, I kind of wish that came to be, because now I'm quite curious.
Basically, we used a random name generator, or random word generator to name the band.
Yes.
and the first album.
Yes. But I like it either way.
Mm-hmm.
Tainted though I am, I'm a warrior of light. God, I mean, I actually like what the boss is saying more than some of the bosses in WoW are very cheesy. But I'm actually like, I don't know, this boss is amping me up. I don't know. I
there's-
think it's just the music though. Like the music just
It is
makes
definitely.
everything.
Oh no!
Oh, that's
I
right.
might embarrass myself again.
Your party still seems to be up.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I mean, the blue bars are their health bars, and I think,
Yeah.
and then
Yes.
and they're still full. So you are healing. You're doing your healy business.
Ah! There we go.
Ground will be strewn with your flesh. Why? Why can I not reach you? Is it because I am tainted?
Yeah, the things that she says are.
The song is called Tainted.
Yeah, it's tainted. No, because she mentions it so many times.
Yes.
That
there you go,
should
you got
lose
it.
again.
Damn, I should lose again.
You beat the taint.
Oh,
Wait.
oh, who's that? Is that her?
Titania.
Oh, okay.
No. That's her.
I was to say, like, where's my lighter? I was like, I'm lighting it by now. Hell yeah. Rock on, that boss.
And now we're in the sleepless vigil.
Yes.
No, we're in what's called Lakeland.
Whoa. Oh, man. Wait.
My
are you-
legs.
are you whoa. Man.
Yeah, and imagine
Whoa.
fall damage is still a thing in World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's
Yeah,
not
oh,
really,
yeah.
The fall damage really it hits, it makes you go to number like HP 1, but it doesn't kill you in this.
Oh, that's nice. Because you could definitely fall to your death very easily. And wow.
I did
I played
like.
a hunter once, and I would disengage, and disengage would send you flying backwards. And sometimes I
Oh,
wasn't watching
yeah.
where I was, and I would disengage myself off a mountain, and I would just I'd be falling for like 6 full seconds and then die. It's like great.
It's terrible.
I do like in WoW how they have the different either class abilities or like the engineering abilities, like create a
Yes.
parachute or
Right.
cast feather fall or something like that. That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That is true.
And this, they're just like, nah, we just don't want you to die.
Yeah. Well, being reduced to 1 HP is enough of a punishment, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
If you land in the wrong place, something's going to turn around and boop you anyway.
Exactly, yeah. And if you don't get booped, that means that you knew what you were doing to begin with.
So, right. Yeah. And you get an opportunity to heal yourself and do whatever you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you take me for Wes Craven? Famous movie director?
Did you see the thing on top where it says "Keep it steady, a cat boy"? I don't want no arrow in my arse by accident.
Oh, now I see, yes.
That's the little dwarf talking called called
Keep it steady, eh, cat boy? Yes, that's not a really good dwarf voice. It's more
No.
some sort of heroic. I can't do a dwarf voice for shit. I just can't. I've tried.
Keep it steady, eh, cut boy?
Wait, what?
I think that is definitely better than anything I could produce by far.
I went
The only voice I seem to be able to do in voice acting is "I am this man,
Yeah.
the superhero." It's like,
I've come to save the day.
yes,
To be fair, though, I went to dwarf college.
yes, of course. That makes sense. I'm reading the chat.
I'm not sure. Yeah, not sure
The
where I'm
chat
going to
is
take that
hilarious.
joke, but
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
oh, he's like, that's a better dwarf voice I could do, and I was like, to be fair, I went to dwarf college, and I was like, yeah, I'm not sure where I'm going to take that joke. So
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
I really enjoy that your AI companions are having a full-on conversation about getting drinks after this.
yeah,
It's like, hey, I could kill for a drink right now. It's like, well, after we kill these things, I'll get you as many as you want. And it's like, wait, would I also get those free drinks? It's like, stop talking. We're not out of the woods yet. It's like, man, it's like, this is the best. I love this conversation. Again, it's far better than like stupid healer, or like this tank sucks. It's like,
Yeah.
Oh, when you
I'd rather
play
see a
with real
conversation about-
people,
Yeah.
you do
Yeah.
sometimes get some of that.
Uninstall, you noob.
yeah, uninstall,
I mean-
noob.
To be fair, it is a rare occurrence in this game.
Sure.
Even
But-
more rare now. But it was more common when we first started, which was
Yeah.
pretty bad. But after that, it got. What were you gonna say?
A good old
I don't
fashioned
remember.
dwarf decking.
Hey, laddie.
And he has a hammer. We can't. They're like a
Good
war
old
hammer.
fashioned dwarf decking. Made mightier. Actually, see, I can't do it. I don't have that voice.
You just gotta and Irish at the same time, or Scottish, if you will.
Oh, see, I just
A
can't
good
do it.
old-fashioned dwarf decking.
I
That's
like how
better.
we're.
Ah,
stuck
no
in the
bloody
voice.
end in sight. Good. Oh, that's not it. That's not Steel Arm. See, I can do grandson of the Mortal Plane. Press on. We'll hold them here.
Yeah.
That sounds more like Captain Crunch. I'm sorry. Ooh, all berries.
They're gonna love this boss.
Oh.
Oh, actually.
Holy crap.
Yes, he has some annoying mechanics.
He
Yeah.
also has a giant weapon. That's like taller than he is.
I know, it's like half sword, half bottle opener.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, it's definitely an opener.
Oh, I bathe in your vile blood. Good lord.
Yeah.
Whoa. What the hell
And
is
then
that?
there was dust.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of crazy magic happening.
Now this boss, Has-
crushed your bones.
Yeah.
Servants
Indeed.
of darkness are bathed in your vile blood. I mean, really all I'm learning is that all the bosses of this dungeon are metal
You
singers.
drew a bowl.
yeah, the bosses that we introduced you guys to are definitely not as metal as these guys.
Rend your flesh and crush your bones. Darkness must die, 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 die. It's like,
Where am I
man, it's like, oh, I love it. He made a freaking dent in the arena. Oh my god.
Yes, he did. And that dent's very important later.
Oh. You've encased yourself in rocks, or he has encased you in rocks.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my
I
god.
see. Very useful rock
Yeah,
encasing.
but it halved everybody's HP. It's
Yes,
like,
it did.
oof.
Yeah, if you're not in there, you get
You just get
fu-
insta killed.
You get fudged. You get very
Yeah.
fudged.
Yeah.
The other way, this way.
Yeah, oh,
Oh God! Oh!
Oh no!
Yeah, you have to.
Ah!
So
I'm
that's
better
what
than
that
this usually, I
It's
swear.
because you're laughing at all the metal jumps where he's like,
we're distracting.
he's
you.
like, my blood, it burns in my veins.
we are just. I fully admit to that. It's
Darkness must die, 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 die. Too much?
Hell yeah, Spectral was tonight, one night only. Spectral Berserker. I mean, that
I mean,
sounds
to
like
be
a great
fair,
plan.
this dungeon did just come out like this
That
past
too,
week,
yeah.
so
It did,
Exactly.
it did.
I mean, there's a difference between the dungeons that you've like just done so much you can do them in your sleep, because I know there's
Right.
plenty of
Yeah.
dungeons like that. And then
oh
there's
yes.
brand new dungeons, you know. So I mean, yeah, totally.
yeah, mine and WoW was
Oh, I missed the
Briarthorn
treasure
Vale.
hopper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well, that's why you died,
Like-
because you
Oh,
could
man.
Ooh, materia.
I'm trying to think of what mine in WoW would be. What class did you play in WoW, JT?
I was a priest.
Ah, nice. Yes. Oh, that's right. You were talking about that. Yeah.
What was the one with the that you can have pets?
Hunter.
Well, there's a couple. There's
Oh,
the
yeah.
hunter, which was my main for a long time, and then there's also the warlock, who could have
Oh.
demonic. Well, they're kind of pets. I mean, they function as pets, but like they're also. A lot of the warlock's mechanics eventually became like sacrificing them to gain powers and like things like that. But I also had a warlock offhand, or off. What's it called? Alt. That's the word.
Yeah.
A warlock in your
I
offhand.
had a hunter.
Yes.
A
I
sword
started
and
out with
warlock.
hunter.
Yes. Man, I
Yeah.
wish I had a warlock in my offhand. That'd be amazing. There's a whole class in your
And-
offhand.
And you know, I actually went through a lot of trouble getting a specific pet, and then I ended up just stopping playing because I could not stop. I would always get killed in the areas with, and I didn't know how in the PvP areas.
Mhm.
I didn't know how to
right.
get. I didn't know how to do more story because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do story. I
The
didn't really.
PvP, and so many people act like PvP servers are the only way to play these games. It's like, yeah, but when I played PvP servers, and for the most part I didn't, for the record, because when I did play them, that's exactly what would happen. I would go to like a level 30 zone, and like a level 80 would show up. At least that was at the time. And they would just sit around ganking all the low-level characters, and it's just like, okay, like this is not fun. Like just having somebody show up and who's like way overpowered, and like, I don't know. Like I get that people have fun with world PvP, but like you can still totally do that without needing to join a PvP server. But
The sad thing is, I never knew about PvE servers because my friend never told me.
I
I'm
gotcha.
guessing your friend joined a PvP server. So.
Yeah,
and at the
he-
time there was no cross realm stuff, so you couldn't really.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's not even cross realms between PvE and PvP servers, but I think they've changed all of that. But again, it's been a while since I've played. But
Yeah, it was fine. Don't get me wrong. I
Sure.
mean, I feel like I should have given it more of a try. My friend really tried. I think.
Yeah.
And I think he did a good job. It just kind of. What?
that looks so
Laughing at
brutal if you get hit
myself
by it.
because I finally got it.
Yeah. I was gonna say too.
no!
The class that I think on this was the monk. I played a monk healer for a long time, and once upon a time, the monk could heal by doing kung fu on her enemies. So like everything you attacked, like the damage, like a percentage of your damage would go off to your allies as healing. And I just thought that was such a cool concept. But then eventually they got rid of that style of healing altogether, and that made me really disappointed. And they just kind of made the monk kind of a slightly more normalized healer. So
Monk's
that's
very
why
different.
that's why I'm particularly excited to see this class, because I'm like, ooh, a new style of healing. Yes, that's not just cast the little heal and then cast the big heal and then cast the little heal again. Like at
Well,
least this thing does something different.
Yeah, Monk's not a healer in it.
Yeah, it sounds like monk is more damage based in this game.
Yeah,
well, I mean
but-
they can be damaged in that game too, but yes.
Keep your guard up. No.
Yes, you got him down halfway, or a little more than halfway now.
Yeah.
Well, so you played Hunter, Richard? Did you play any
Yeah.
other classes? Or
I had a blood elf who was what was the hunter the archer one, or was it?
Hunters were the archers primarily. Yeah,
I want to say that's what I was with the but first I was an orc
right.
hunter.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I did hunter, and I think I was trying to be a rogue. But yeah, which is pretty much how ninja starts out as in this game.
Sure. Stealthy,
but-
backstabbing, and being yeah.
But yeah, it was just, I don't know. It was, I tried it for as long as I could, and then I stopped playing MMOs, or at least I think I got into Final Fantasy 11, and then stopped, and then I got it here in the 14s.
I remember you and I had a character on one of your servers once upon a time. I remember that. We were both Horde, and
Oh yeah, that's right.
and I was mostly Alliance in my time in WoW, which I'm sure people will give me crap for, but that's fine. That's just kind of how it goes. But you know.
Yeah, it's like everybody
Yes,
takes a
you
lot
killed.
of-
That was the
Right.
final
Yes.
boss. Nice. But
Got
anyway.
it.
Yeah.
And at the end of
Nice.
every trust dungeon, you have all of your people lining up, all happy.
Yeah.
Sometimes they say things.
You got a lot of gil for all of that.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's because I did a I did a challenge, a weekly challenge thing.
Oh,
I apparently did enough dungeons this.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Nice.
Woohoo! So
Well,
that's
that's a
Hero's
cool
Gauntlet.
class. That's a cool dungeon and a cool class.
I'm usually much better.
No, you did great. You survived
No, you survived.
most of the time.
I mean, you died to the boss once. I mean, I think that's really
Right.
most
Yeah.
people can't possibly blame you for that. I mean, like that's just
Mm,
like you got to learn to fight, and like that's kind of how it goes. Like you're getting used to things.
that's
So-
true.
Nice. Well, I think this could be a good outro point if you guys
I
want.
like
to
how
I,
it's night.
I think I have an idea for an outro.
Yes.
Jax, the Astrologian has tarot cards, right?
Yes.
So since you're the
Sorta.
Astrologian, could you predict how likely it is people will subscribe and bell notificate this channel?
Pull out a card and find out.
Let's see. The cards tell me. The ewer. We will draw from many people partaking in the ewer of the Bad Breakfast Club.